Yeah, yep, okay, now it's recording. So I have basically four main questions, and like I said, I may be able to get some of these from the internet, but you can probably tell me a lot too. So what kind of things are offered at Onslow Partnership?
Okay, so we have a variety of programs so I'll just kind of go through the list. So we have, so I am the Child Care Resource and Referral Supervisor, and under me we do child care referrals for families. We do quarterly visits with centers out in town, so out in Onslow County, that we do go into their center. We work with them, make sure that they know that what information we share with families is quality. We promote quality, and so we kind of get them to get on our side and talk about some of their things that happen when a family comes in to do a tour and visit the center and stuff like that. And so we do those quarterly. We call monthly for vacancy checks. And then, if you're a family with a child of 2 years old or under, we will do an enhanced referral. So we'll call around and we'll find exactly what centers have openings for you, and we'll kind of reserve those spots and do some of the legwork for you. Or if you have a child with special needs, we'll do that. CCR&R, so Child Care Resource and Referral, also is in charge of events and Safe Kids Coalition. We do all the meetings for Safe Kids. I don't know if you've probably seen on base, because we do work with them a lot too, with child safety seat checks.
Yep.
And then just events out in town, so National Night Out, hot car events and stuff like that. So anything Safe Children umbrella. And then we also do, we work really close with EFMP families.
Okay.
So exceptional family member families that through the Navy Respite Program. So we work with military families. They do have to go through another agency, and then that agency sends their information to us. But my team goes out and works with those families and those providers, and we actually hire the providers for EFMP families. So,
oh wow,
and we kind of do all the legwork, but they send us what we have to do. So that's just my program right there. We also do trainings for teachers, so CE that need CEUs or first aid, CPR, all the requirements for teachers out in town, or families can take them. SIDS, just there's a whole list of them.
right.
So we also we take training payments. We also do the trainings. We partner with other communities and we trade trainings back and forth. And then our training girls also go into childcare classrooms out in town and in the Onslow County school setting and help in classrooms and stuff like that. We have we have NC Pre-K that we're in, early Head Start classrooms that we're in. We have a program here in Onslow County called 3 School that we're in. And then any children with special needs and stuff like that, we help with some of the extra stuff. We also take all the applications. We're the contractor for NC Pre-K and 3 School and early Head Start for Onslow County. So we work really close with Onslow County schools. And then military families that have children that are between the ages of birth and before they enter kindergarten. Because then, if they live on base, then they don't qualify for Onslow schools because they go off of where you live.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we also do Imagination Library. So Dolly Parton, you'll hear it called DPIL. So we do Dolly Parton Imagination Library. So we have a huge literacy program where we enroll children up until the day that they turn 5. They can get a free book every month from the first month that they're born all the way up. So we do a lot of things with that. We change out all the story walks in the parks, Onslow County. So every month they get changed, except for during COVID, but every month we go out and we change, they rotate, and we try to keep up with what special month is coming up or themes and stuff like that. But we have, I don't want to lie, I think we have 12 parks that we're in right now with story walks. I can get the exact number. But we also fill little free libraries out in town, and all of Onslow County schools. So we work with them with doing book drives when we run low on books. But it's been a while since we've had to run low on books. We're very blessed that people donate all their books to us.
Oh, that's awesome.
We have partnerships out in the community with the Boy Scouts and stuff like that. And they like to get credit hours. They'll do fundraisers and stuff. Let's see. We do parenting classes. So right now they're just all online, obviously. And the grant is getting ready to kind of shift. But previous to COVID, we were doing Circle of Parents classes, Triple P, which is a positive parenting program. We offer other programs through Early Head Start families. So children that are under 3 years old, they can come. We do trainings. We provide child care for them, or we help set up child care. They get a meal, just depending on the funding that we have going on at the time. We do give gift cards for gas, or try to help with rides with the transit station. Let's see if I'm missing anything. Oh, we do have a LEAD program that is run through Northwoods Middle School. So it's a year-round, or not middle, Northwoods Elementary out in town. It's a program that so that children have to be identified as at risk. So there's some factors that come into play there, and then teachers actually recommend the children, and then we do some tutoring and all that, and it's housed at the school, so they don't have to go anywhere. It's an after-school program. I'm not quite sure how that's going to look now that COVID is happening, and year-round schools are now going to a regular school schedule for this year.
Oh, wow.
To figure out some of the grant stuff behind that, but we do house the LEAD program also. So we talked about training and technical assistance, school readiness with pre-K, LEAD, CCR. And we also house the Child Advocacy Center. That's a huge one. So they're one of the only things right now that are in the office being worked with, but they have to get referrals from police departments, doctors' offices, and stuff like that for children that they come in for counseling. We recently now are able to do everything on site for abused and neglected children, which is fabulous, because they don't have to go from doctor's office to counselor and see people. Everybody can come just to the partnership, and then they can watch the interview. So the child only really has to have that 1 or 2 interviews instead of having to repeat themselves over and over and over and over again. And then we can also do evaluations on site now also.
So like clinical?
Yeah, yep. Yeah, start to finish. They can do that right in our building under one appointment.
That's amazing. You guys do a lot.
Yeah. So we do have a lot of different programs that are underneath the Partnership for Children umbrella. But zero to age 8 is really our scope. We do go up to age 12, depending on their need and what program they qualify for. But usually we try to hook them up with services for anything. We are getting online with NC Cares 360. So that's a program that North Carolina has set up. It's like 211, and it actually talks to 211. So a family could come in and talk to us and say that, I need a dentist. And so then we can put them in contact with a dentist and kind of follow up and make sure that they were able to get in and get seen, or if they, really from anything. So it's actually just started during COVID. We were looking at it before, but they rushed it because it's a great program to be able to help with a lot of different things that are happening right now with families being at home and not being able to come in for services or come in for resources. So
now, do they have to, is it all free for parents? Pretty much?
yes. Yep. Everything
Awesome.
partnership offers is free for families. There's nothing out of pocket that they have to pay for. Now, sometimes they do have to qualify. So if you think about for like NC pre-K, they have to meet a certain qualification or have different factors. 3 school, early Head Start, there's different factors. So they don't necessarily have to pay anything, but their children have to be under a certain age.
Right. Well, I'm sure for the training, though, you have to pay for the training, like a CPR, like parent or teacher.
So, yep. So parents don't, we try to do all the parent training free, but you have to come in and pay for any like CPR and stuff like that. But we do try to keep those at the lowest price that we can, just paying for, we're a nonprofit, so we don't profit off any of that. It's
right.
just for our fees. And then we do have some grants, so quality initiative grants through the state of North Carolina that we have applied for so that we can actually give money back to childcare facilities for teachers that sign up for classes and are able to keep that quality points up for children. So some of them, yes, we say, yeah, you have to pay for the training, but a lot of them we can get those reimbursed through different grants.
That's awesome. Well, I think you already hit my other question, like how everything's delivered. So it's right now online, a lot of things, but then also you have things happening at the facility. I think it's great that they can, especially in those abuse neglect cases where they can just come in and get everything done there. That's great. I think that's awesome. Yeah. It probably helps the parents out too, and the kids.
Yeah.
Feel a little more comfortable. Do you guys have any specific goals as like the whole organization that you've set?
Yeah, so we have 3 strategic goals.
Are they on the website?
They are, yeah. So I for some reason I can never do them in order. I don't know why. But so it is to become a self-sustained, build philanthropy for the community so we can be self-sustaining and kind of work ourselves out of a job. The next one is to raise grade level reading. Okay. And so that's, basically that's that big one for literacy with Dolly Parton Imagination Library. And I want to pull up oops, I'm sorry. I just closed it. I want to read exactly off of what, if I can click on it, right? Oh, and I'm not in the right thing. Let me see. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I closed it and I had it open. Okay, so so by 2023, Onslow County to become a trauma-informed, resilient community in order to reduce child abuse and neglect. So I wanted to make sure I got all those words in there.
Okay.
And then our second one is to increase third grade level reading proficiency. And then our third one, to build a culture of philanthropy so that the organization can be self-sustaining.
Okay. Yeah, it's very similar to, I worked with a homeless agency down in Wilmington, and they use that term of trying to work yourselves out of a job down there too, because they're trying to get more homeless off the street and
Mhm.
into jobs and stuff. So they're like, yeah, we want to be here, but it is,
Yeah.
we don't want to have this problem anymore.
Yes.
So
Yes.
how do you the last question is, how would you rate like the success of the agency? So is it all these programs, do you feel like they're, being very successful for the community?
Well, we have been around for 20 years, so I mean, I would say that we're doing something correct. We've actually been around for 23 years. We're getting ready to come up on 24, but and we're just always trying to, and we're growing all the time. If you think about 23 years ago, they started with just a staff of 5, and now we're a staff of 75.
Wow.
Um, so we're always looking at, what's the need for our community, especially with being so close with the military base, and that being such a transient community. But and and especially with the military being here, 0 to 8 year old children is majority of what our families are, young families coming
Mm,
here. So we definitely have our work cut out for us, but we're always looking at new programs and new grants and trying to see what our community actually really needs. And just go from there. So we're able to, I, I think that definitely, like with the Child Advocacy Center, that was a dream of ours, to not to have, one child advocate, have somebody that could follow whip for each child or each family, so that they didn't have to see 10 different people. Being able to have a full-time nurse on hand, and medical advisor. So I definitely think that we're getting there. And hopefully, we just keep growing with our community.
that's awesome. So what do you do, like volunteers? What is like the teachers volunteer to help out and things like that?
We do have, we have volunteers actually quite a bit. They go through our HR person, but we do have a lot of times, even from high school students that have to get, hours, all the way up to college students that need hours, for classes and stuff like that. Um, uh, we do a lot of stuff in the summer. Usually, we have high school students that come in and can follow along and do filing paperwork or other things coming, just depending on what's coming up. Um, we work really close with, at Christmas time, with the cheer program. So we do a lot of, we'll get a lot more volunteers usually around that time too, or book drives.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna go ahead and stop the recording.